Hello, everyone. Welcome to this podcast Star Seed Gathering. I am Annabelle, Ivaya. I am in this spiritual journey for a long, long time, but I'm supporting beautiful souls and mostly star seeds light workers and healers to step out of the spiritual closet and really expand their light, expand their consciousness, and remember their power so that they can light up the heart of everyone that they actually signed up for to support in this lifetime. So that's part of why I'm inviting all of these beautiful souls to talk about what they do, what is very important to them, and a bit about their journey so that we get to know them. And if you are interested, obviously, we will put Siddhi's information in the comment section so that you can connect with her directly if you want to. So, yes, I'm gonna let you speak, beautiful soul. Just say where you are, what you're doing, and a little bit about your spiritual journey if you want.
Sure. Thank you so much, Annabelle, my star sister, for inviting me to this channel of yours. It's a huge pleasure for me, honestly. And it's very a big-hearted decision, I would say, for you to support all of us in the journey because, I really love this quote that after all, we all are walking each other home. So, I mean, it's like a practical example for that and really much appreciate that gesture of yours. And I would like to say to, everyone actually about this thing. So today that we are recording, I don't know when it's going to be live, but today it's 22 as date. And we started the podcast at 22:22 p.m. IST. So it's like, the biggest miraculous thing ever. So it's like 22, 22, 22. So, I mean, pretty beautiful in itself. So, a good start, I would say. And now I would like to talk about myself. And my name is Siddhi, and I'm from India. And my spiritual journey started at a tender age of 19. And, or I would say even before that, but I was not aware of it then that like, I was doing those things, or, those things because it's called spirituality or the spiritual journey. I was just doing it because it felt normal to do, like like talking to God, or like you know doing a lot of rituals and stuff, like seeing the moon and talking to moon or stars or whatever. So I didn't have many friends growing up. I mean, whenever I had to share any secret, I would go in my balcony and I would talk to moon as a child. So I never knew that, why am I so connected to these things? Or I would just go and play with sand, like every kid is. In some way or the other way spiritually connected. And I was also one of those kids. But when I was 19, I actually realized something called meditation, started doing it more and more, healed a lot of my physical, mental, emotional problems using meditation. And then there was no looking back. I knew there is a lot power in meditation. And one thing after another happened, and I started walking on this journey wherein I discovered the psychic abilities and healing abilities, and started using that to help people. And since then, the life has been pretty miraculous and pretty unexpected, I would say. It's all unknown, and every time unknown happens, and we just sail through it with a lot of resistance sometimes, and sometimes with awareness, and that okay, resistance is there, and then we let go of the resistance, and then we just sail through it. So I think it's a learning a process for even for us. And Annabelle has been pretty supportive in this journey. I mean, she has popped exactly at those extreme times in my life, helping me in the ways that I don't know even she knows about it or not, but exactly she has popped in at those times when I'm like, oh god, I don't know what I'm gonna do, what's gonna happen. And some reading of hers would just pop up, and I'm like, oh my god, this is exactly what I needed. So yeah, and thank you for that, Annabelle. It's been amazing journey.
No, thank you, Siddhi. It's yeah, it's beautiful, Sometimes we don't have to talk so often, but when we have a connection and we feel it's just exactly the messages, and we're both channelers anyway, so we both can channel for each other. And sometimes I think when we're going through a rough patch, it's really hard for to channel for ourselves. We're just feeling very low and we're like really unsure. We're filled of uncertainty, and then this channel that we would usually get information from, it is a bit blurred. So I think it's beautiful to have those kind of connections with other souls that actually understand our journey. And card reading is not for everyone, obviously, but all of those tools that we have, they're just messengers, right, to support us whenever we need. And yeah, it's been beautiful. Thank you. Like how we met and how we were connecting, and how light language was a big thing also that
Oh yeah.
we were sharing. We did a few sessions where we just started speaking light language with each other, and it was just really, really beautiful.
Truly, truly. It's been pretty miraculous and beautiful.
Which part of India are you in, beautiful soul?
So actually, I keep traveling to different parts of India, but my home base is in this state called Bihar. So right now I'm with my family. But yeah, I have no fixed location in India. That's why I do all of my sessions online. But I have been inspired, and very soon I would be taking it up offline as well. But yeah, till now it's all online.
Okay, and tell us what you do. What type of services do you offer?
Sure. So I mainly love spreading the wisdom of meditation and helping people meditate. I mean, meditation is extremely simple, and little bit of guidance for the beginners really help them focus or concentrate well, because for the beginners, they don't know how to get started, and thoughts come, and then it's difficult for you to recenter your attention to your breath or whatever it is, whatever format it is that you are following. So when there is someone to guide you through that journey, it becomes easier for you to focus. And then, of course, you can let go of guidance and do it yourself as well. That's how I started my meditation journey. So I became that kind of coach to people. And then I just started with that basic thing. But then, I sort of expanded it to even taking into consideration some guided visualization techniques. So realize that a lot of people can experience the problems or face the problems in the pictorial form in their subconscious mind. So it's very difficult for them to accept it in the conscious mind, but subconsciously they know it, and subconsciously they can accept it. So in order to heal the blockages that is in their life, but they don't know why are there blockages there, for those kind of people, I feel guided to perform certain kind of guided visualization meditation techniques, wherein I guide them through a journey of self-exploration, wherein they go within and through the guided visualization techniques, figure out that blockage in their subconscious mind, which I then help guide them in releasing in that state of meditation itself. And when they come back into present reality, they feel way more calmer, relaxed, and then whatever healing we do in the subconscious level, it takes little bit of time to come into your or manifest in your conscious reality. So after certain days, they can feel huge difference in their mindset, in their the way they are perceiving situations. So this is something which I was totally guided to, and this is something that I resonate with a lot. And apart from this, of course, there is angelic healing coupled with light language and Reiki. And I've sort of combined these three elements together, and I offer it as a package. And then there is inner child healing that I do, and hypnotherapy, which is again, the part of guided visualization meditation techniques. So, and of course, light language is a part of wherever I feel guided to use light language, it just goes there. And of course, tarot readings is another part of it. But with tarot, I try to limit my tarot sessions, because it's only when I totally feel that this person needs it, kind of, then only I go with it. The reason is simple, that whenever we are doing tarot, it's like we are channeling for the other person. And what I have realized in my journey is that whatever we are channeling for them is actually whatever is already in their reality. It's nothing from, it's nothing that is beyond that. So now the point is that some people take that to be the hardcore truth, even though we give the disclaimer that no, it's not the entire, the hardcore truth. But the thing is that because it resonates with you so much at that moment, you cannot help but take it as the truth. And I have realized that in a lot of cases, it's very much possible to create your own reality and not focus only on that perspective that I've shared as a tarot reader. So with this, I just thought of, restricting it unless I feel very much intuitively that I have to give that reading. But if, apart from these, all the other services that I mentioned, it's like for you, and it's totally gonna be there for you. It's nothing that I'm going to infuse or I'm going to say or I'm going to tell you to do. It's totally what's gonna happen for you. I'm just gonna be the channel for that. So whatever it's gonna be as per, in the light code format. And what I mean by the light code format is that something which is beyond the mind and body space. So that affects you in a different manner. So that is something that I personally connect with more. Sorry for the long speech.
No, it's perfect, beautiful soul. I really want people to get a sense of what you do and your energy. So, we're very passionate about what we do. And I understand what you were saying. I did some tarot card reading at first when I started. And at some point, my guys were like, stop doing this. Like, there's something else you need to do. And I think it's okay because we all have kind of an entry point where we actually are like, okay, let me try to do this for free for a bit. See if I really have this gift or if I'm not inventing everything on my in my head. And then things are evolving, and I really love that you were saying, I have a toolbox. And I think that's what is all required of all of us starseed light workers and healers. You can have learned one thing from a teacher or many things from many teachers, but how do you come to put all of those together so that is yours? It's yours. And then it's bringing back past memories of past lives where you actually mastered those, and also your future lifetimes where you're actually bringing forth things that are not done here yet. Light language is more and more and more known, but we're probably the first ones that actually use it as much as we do. And I know for me it's so magical for everyone that I use it with, that there's not one session where I'm not gonna have it's always like there's a block here, let's clear it, whatever is needed, right? So it's
Exactly.
beautiful.
I would actually like to, talk a little bit, like a minute or two about light language, because, especially here in India, people get confused. What is light language? You talk gibberish. We don't understand what you are saying.
Yeah.
Sounds like some kind of cult or, I'm pretty sure like viewers who are watching this would have heard like, oh, this is some alien language, some alien is transmitting, or this god is transmitting, or whatever. I mean, there are so many interpretations out there, and I'm not questioning or challenging any of those. What I've realized and what my wisdom suggests, and as per the knowledge that I've absorbed from this field of study, is that it is something which is beyond that 5% of your conscious mind, which is totally absorbed by the language that you speak from day to day life. So for example, English you can understand pretty well, or whatever your local language is, that you can understand pretty well. So what happens is that basis what your current knowledge or experience is, and even as I'm talking now, you are going to absorb everything that I say basis your own experience. And that's how you're going to interpret everything that I say right now, no matter even if you're trying not trying, it's just how it is. And with light language, what we are trying to do is we are trying to break that barrier. We are trying to talk clean mirror to clean mirror. We are not trying to attach any filters in between. So what happens is that it's like, child's language. If you have ever heard like a small child, the child talks gibberish, not even one word you can understand, but just child, like communicating that way. It's the most honest and natural way of communicating that breaks the barrier of meanings and filters and belief systems that we have, and directly affects your heart. or affects, by affects I mean like directly reaches is the better word, directly reaches your heart. So light language is just that, wherein you just let go of all of your filters, and you connect to that, what to say, you connect to that source or light, or that love which is inside of you, and you just let it out like a child, very freely. It could be in form of anything. It could be in form of a dialogue, it could be in the form of a drawing, and it could be in the form of dancing, music. So it's very simple. And why it is helping you in healing? Because it's done purely from the pure heart of love and innocence, and those kind of things reach directly to your heart. And this realization came to me because I have a teenage brother, and he saw me once drawing a light code, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, you are just scribbling like a child, and you're calling it a light code." What? This is like funny. I mean, how can you say that this is a light code? Look, even I can do this. So then, that gave me a very good perspective, and I feel exactly it is like as innocent as a child's work. So yeah, I just wanted to let that information out.
Yeah, that's very interesting what you're saying, because I do believe, I know for me, I was channeling light language when I was a child, and people were thinking I was trying to speak English, and then you're being told it's wrong, so you stop doing it. And I think I remember even the drawings. I did some light language codes drawing last year. I'm not like going into it so much, but I remember I always, draw forms. I was not interested in drawing real stuff. It was always, yeah, sacred geometry, I believe, that I was kind of called to draw when I was a child. And it was so different than other like other childs that were like, if there was, they would draw a person, they would draw like very reality stuff, right? The things that you
Yeah,
can see with your eyes, and things, for me it was not things that I was seeing with my eyes. So it's very interesting. And I think a lot of children do have still this connection with their
exactly.
higher self, and they can actually channel their own light language, however that looks like. So that's beautiful that your brother could kind of bring that up, because this is actually probably the purest of the channel before we get ingrained in that dimension that's very dense and heavy. That's
Yeah.
where it's pure and comes through.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about your life, like what's important to you, a few learnings that you would like to share with the audience, beautiful soul.
Sure. So, I mean, there have been so many learnings, honestly, in this journey. And yeah, I mean, like from distance, so people look at us and they're like, "Oh, she's into healing and she's into meditation. What kind of problems would she have?" And but the thing is that, learning is constant, and it's pretty heightened, I think, for us as well, because it's a consistent learning process. And I think till the end of the life, we have to keep learning. So, yeah, I mean, every time I would say my life is like up and down and up and down. So, one, there are so many wisdoms, but one that I would like to share right now is something about the belief system. And because I feel that this is something that a lot of people would be able to relate to. So I'll like to explain this with a very brief example. Now, this is what I'm going to ask you to do. Do not visualize an elephant which is pink in color, has a funny trunk, and has pineapple fixed over its head. Don't visualize this elephant who is having its very funny twisted tail and chasing this gorilla in a jungle. So now I would like to ask the viewers if you did visualize or you did not visualize it. And if the answer is that you did visualize, or even if you could visualize a little bit of part of it, I would like to, point your attention to the fact that I asked you to not visualize it. I asked, do not visualize it. So the brain does not understand not. So in the brain's dictionary, not doesn't exist, no doesn't exist. And you can try it with various examples, okay? I mean, whenever you say, for example, don't text him, don't reach out to her first, don't do this, don't laugh right now. Those are the instances when you want to do those things. So if you really think about it, why is that so? Because the thing is, the brain takes what is after not, or whatever is before, after, wherever, but except not. So instead, if you could formulate your statement in a manner, for example, I don't want to text him, to texting him is optional, or it is my choice whether or not to text him, or whatever. So in this case, you are giving yourself a choice and option. But let's talk about the previous case scenario when you are saying, I don't want to text him. You are saying actually what your brain is hearing, I want to text him. And even as I'm saying this, if you are aware, you would be visualizing texting a person. If I say I don't want to text him, you would yourself be sort of visualizing that you are sort of texting someone. So what happens, and this I'm talking from experience, and what happens in this case is that you're stuck in a cycle. Now, it's not only the words that counts, also the feeling. So now you would end up doing that, but with a feeling of resentment, because the body and mind understand the emotion that is coupled with every belief system of yours, or every statement said in a very concentrated, affirmative manner. So if you're saying this statement with a lot of resentment that I don't want to text him, and you text that person, now after texting you're gonna feel resentment, and it's gonna be like a vicious cycle for you. It sounds very simple, but we do that in almost day-to-day basis, and we do that in almost most of the situation in our lives. So it could be in terms of any job or client dealings, relationships, and personally in your life. Let's say you're trying to curb junk food, and you say, you know what, I don't want to eat chocolate today. And then all you can think about is going and having a piece of chocolate. And you are telling it with a lot of guilt. I don't want to eat chocolate. Guilt, if let's say guilt is there, is infused in this statement, and you do eat chocolate, so you are going to feel guilty about it, because that was the first emotion that was accompanied in that statement. And then again, the vicious cycle will start. So it's very important to be aware of this thing and formulate the statement without not or no, or any kind of like don't, won't, doesn't, didn't, those kind of. Sorry, Annabelle, I think you have to add something to it.
Yeah, I was just thinking, yeah, those, like when that happens, then your cycle you're explaining is like, oh, I don't want to do it, but I still did it. So I'm feeling so shameful about myself because I was not supposed to eat that, to do this, to go there. It's like if you have this inner critical parent telling you not to do something and you're still doing it. And like this reprogramming of the mind is such an important part. I remember I've learned that too through some law of attraction coaching I did in a few years back, but it's just exactly what it is, right? That like how important your mindset and how you talk to yourself, and that's very beautiful that you're sharing that. No, because we the more we focus on what we don't want, the more we create it. And then we're like, well, I didn't want that. Why am I keep receiving this if I don't
Exactly.
want that? It doesn't make sense. I say I don't want to be in lack and I keep receiving lack. I'm saying I don't want to be alone and single. I'm tired of it. And I keep not meeting my person. How your mind is actually creating your reality. Go forward with it. I just feel it's very interesting. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, it applies in every area of your life. You say, let's say I've started a business, and you're like, I don't get any clients, or I'm not receiving any clients, and whatever with or not in it. So my recommendation: avoid using not. And uh, that's very important to note, is to avoid. See, I'm using the word avoid using not. If I say do not use not, then
That's
I
funny.
don't like. So I mean, just try to find those switch words and see if you are facing some problems in reframing your sentences, because I face that those problems sometimes. I'm like, how can I rephrase this don't into something which is without a not in it? So what I do in those cases, and AI is in, and I again, everything which is there, it could be used for either positive or negative, and it's on you what you want to use it for. And I use AI like ChatGPT and Bard a lot on day-to-day basis. And what I do is I write my statement with not, and I ask ChatGPT. I ask ChatGPT to rewrite it without changing the meaning and without using not in the sentence. So ChatGPT then gives me certain examples, and that gives me an idea about how can I rephrase it. Or if you would want to, if let's say if that is not helping you, then of course you could come to coaches like Annabelle and me for personal help as well. And of course, in time you would be able to master this. But the first thing first, it's all about awareness, and it's all about integrity and honesty. See, it's very easy to blame other people for our problems, and everybody does that. And it's the easiest thing to do. And do it. I'm not asking you not to do it. Do it. Blame other people for your problems. If it helps you feel, stress free, blame the world, blame whoever you want to blame for your problems. But at the end, the fact is, it will not change your reality. That reality that can only be changed by you yourself, and everybody will realize that. Because go ahead, do everything that you want to do, and then you will see that it didn't help you. And to finally receive that help, you will have to look within. So all I'm asking you to do is do whatever else you want to do, not saying no to any of these things. However, at the end of the day, if you can take out some time and talk to yourself, or be just aware of how you are talking to yourself, little bit of awareness, day to day basis, it can change your life, it can change your reality for good. So awareness is the key. And how can you build this awareness? The tool is meditation and absorbing wisdom, reading books, and or maybe interacting with certain kind of people who are aware themselves, or watching these kind of videos can really help you give that kick. And once you have that, you can use meditation to keep building upon it. And you can use this practice of introspecting on a daily basis. And then, of course, we all can reach a certain point of that. So, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, awareness is so important because I think that's the part when you start being more awake. When we talk about being awake, that's what it is. It's like understanding that you create your own reality. And what does that mean? Is that mean that if you're focusing only on what does not work in your life, you're going to create more of that. And I know that for some, even for me and like for all of us at first, it's like, oh my God, I've thought like this was like a negative emotion or a negative thought. Like, am I gonna like receive so much bad things? It's not like, yeah, I think at some point we will get the manifestation very, very more quickly than we already are. We're still in the practice mode right now. So it's okay to not always, be thinking positively. And we're not asking you to always be happy. That's not about that. But it's about if you're actually going through a rough patch right now, are you allowing your emotions just to be felt, then to release them and seeing what's happening in your mind? Because you could have one, let's say you're feeling lonely because you don't meet people that you align with. And then you keep thinking, yeah, every time I go out, I don't meet people. And then they're always like, there's always a code and then and between us, and then I don't feel understood, and all of this story that's built in your mind. This is what we're talking about. So it's not one thought that's going to create everything, but it's when you're actually buying the whole narrative that your own mind is telling you. Because it's like if you have like it's like if you're creating a bridge, but instead of being a bridge of light, it's a bit of an obscure or like a more negative bridge. You being more aware of it is not to feel shameful about what you're feeling, because it also can happen, but it's just okay, now I'm aware, so what do I choose to think instead? Do I want to say I am meeting my soul tribe, I am connecting with my soul family more every day, people that I meet, I really connect deeply with my heart with, whatever it is that you want to create.
What you said, like very interesting points that you have brought up. And one question that a lot of people get at this point is that, oh, how can I think of it in this positive light when all I have experienced till now is the other side of it? How do I convince myself, or how do I just randomly believe this? So again, for that, we are giving you these kind of examples that why you have been attracting that till now, because you have believed in that. And of course, I know it would have started from one point, and I would like to tell you that it's on you to change your destiny when you can change your belief system. And if you can change your belief system, when all you have experienced is hopelessness, still, if you can make yourself believe in that miracle that's out there, that's how you can attract it in your life. And that choice you have every moment, because the past is actually dead. So that choice of believing in miracle is right now with you. So try small, take a very baby small step, and try to believe in something which is very small, and then that will give you some affirmation to go on, keep going on this journey, and then bringing bigger things to your reality as per your perspective. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I understand, we all went through a lot. So like the first time you hear even just the word miracle, you're like, yeah, right. You're just not even believing it because it seems so far off. But I remember when I was doing that coaching, which was like the really beginning of me like actually observing my thoughts and what was happening in this mind of mine. And then they were just giving really small examples. Just instead of going to the superstore or the mall and saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna have a parking spot. It's gonna be full." Well, can you just think you're gonna have a parking spot when you get there and see what happens? And that was just for me, all of those things. You're taking the bus, the subway, whatever, you're gonna have the perfect spot for you. Like it's always like see those little things. And I know for me it was really beautiful because that felt, then I understood that I was actually modifying my story, that I could actually create something that was good, instead of thinking, oh, the traffic today is going to be like crazy. I'm going to spend 3 hours in traffic stop and then people are going to be so angry, whatever, right? It was just so many things that you just project and then
Exactly.
happens, which makes your mind tell you, you see, we're always right. You thought that
Exactly.
was gonna have some traffic or you're not gonna have a parking spot, and you see you don't. But it also works a lot, and it's a lot nicer if you actually switch the story to your own advantage.
Yeah.
Um, so you don't have to go big first. Start with the little ones to kind of get you into it, and then at
Yeah.
some point you'll want to experience the bigger one. Anything else you'd like to share before we start with the meditation you wanted to host for us today?
See, I mean, just one clarification. I know it's a very intricate subject that we are talking about here. So I would ask you to not catch every word of ours that we are saying, but catch the idea that we are trying to, give to you, and experiment it. Take whatever makes sense out of this, wisdom that we both have shared, and just try it yourself and see if it works for you or not, doesn't work for you. So if it works, of course, it's gonna be like a stepping stone. If this doesn't work, then of course, I'm pretty sure that if you at least try one of the techniques of, let's say, meditation, wisdom books, etc., something is going to work for sure. And sometimes it takes us more than once to ace anything. So let's say that you try changing your belief systems, or you try believing in the miracles, and you feel that you have believed in, but there could be some blockages that would still be there, which could resist, or prevent that thing from happening, and then you are thinking, no, it's not good or whatever. I generally, whenever I learn something new, I like, and if it resonates with my heart, I like giving it some time and some trial rounds. Like at least try it n number of times before quitting, and that it's not working. And again, there could be many reasons. Some people can come to me and say that, oh, what you're saying, but so many times that I've thought not about these things, or used not in the statement about these things, it has come true. And see, it's working for me in that sense. But the idea is also, as I told you, about the emotions that you're putting behind it. So if it's like negative way of putting the situation that I'm not going to attract this, and let's say that you do attract that particular thing in your life, the emotion that it's going to trigger is going to be of anger or irritation, whatever you use that first statement with. And this anger and irritation is going to further compound and going to lead to similar situations, and it's not going to bring you sort of peace. So the best thing to do here is to be aware, and just be, I would say, just be open to absorbing the wisdom and awareness, and that's the key, I would say. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. I agree with that because we're so used to have instant gratification on our phone, how fast we can communicate with each other. Siddhi is in India and I'm here in Mexico, and we can communicate. So there's like so much like wanting things to move fast, and the changing of how your brain actually works is not going to take one try. It's going to take months, and it might take years, and it's not to discourage you, it's just to let you let that sink in, that you can't change everything in just one session or in just one try. If I would have stopped after one meditation because it was really hard for me to do that first, I would not be here today. So yeah, persistence and believing that even if you don't see changes yet, that you will finally see them at some point, and at some point you will kind of notice, oh, I'm actually like seeing the thought I have in my mind, like I'm observing it and I'm not buying into it. Ooh, something is moving inside of me. So I love that you're sharing that. Yes, give your time to try a few things that we've shared, and obviously you can communicate with us if you want more support. But it's really something one try at a time, and it might be hard at first, but you need to continue whatever you feel compelled to really dive more into. And then you meet beautiful people, right? You start something and then you meet somebody else that talks about something else. Like it's very rare that you have one line and you never move from that everything just comes into your life whenever you're ready. So remembering this beautiful divine timing we are having in this divine path also. Would you be ready to share a bit of a meditation with us?
Yeah, I'll just play some soothing music. I would request all the viewers to close their eyes, keep one hand on their heart and one on their belly. I'm not going to guide you which hand to keep where. Just follow your intuition. Whichever hand wants to go to your heart, place it on your heart. Whichever hand of yours wants to go to the belly, put it on the belly. If you feel that both of your hands want to go to a certain area in your body, feel free to put it there. Just close your eyes and feel the vibrations in your hand, and ask your hand wherever they want to feel, whichever part of the body they want to feel, and just put your hands there. Gently feeling the love towards that part of your body. Just taking a very deep breath, reaching to that part of your body, and then exhaling. Breathe. And take 2 more deep breaths. Feel it. And then return back to your normal breathing. Keep your eyes closed and see if you're feeling any vibrations in any area of your body. If there is a dominant thought in your mind right now, just be aware without any judgment. Just be aware of whatever is happening in this space. Is there any sound in the background that's catching your attention? Or any other thing that is catching your attention? Just be aware of that sensation, that feeling, that sound. Drop the judgment, then just observe it as a third party. Not associating yourself with that. Detaching yourself with that. Just observing. Letting go of the label of good, bad. And just observing. If you feel like shifting your hands to any other area of your body, feel free to do that. Just be there for yourself and your body, and your mind, and your spirit, and your soul. Be aware of the space around you, inside of you. While you are doing this exercise, I'll channel some light language to clear the space for you. Ore tsarara yishara koi kayaranana koi karaya sara korena iya narara kore nene yara korea kirana rara rara kore rara kore oi shena 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 Anaya nana shena shena Anaya na shena ya rara There is a divine source of love which is accessible to all of us. Visualize this beautiful source of love as pure light of your color. Choose your color. And then visualize yourself surrounded by this by this light, by this color. Visualize every cell of your body infused with this beautiful colored light. Let it ooze out of every cell of your body and overflow and reach and cover the space around you. Be aware of the feeling. Be aware of the vibration. Be aware of any sensation, dropping all the judgments. For this moment, be willing to drop the judgments and to experience something from the beyond. Annabelle, if you feel like channeling anything, feel free to.
Connect with this beautiful light of your aura all around you, and set your intention of what you want to release and what you want to bring through right now, knowing that the angels, the archangels, your guides, and your higher self are all around you, supporting this beautiful time you take for yourself. As you set your intention, you anchor all of these thoughts and emotions of what you want in your heart as anything that was not aligned with that was in your mental, emotional, spiritual, or physical body are now going to be leaving your field with this light language. Breathe in and out as you're feeling and sensing so many beautiful things coming forth, like you are actually in this beautiful summertime where all of your inner flowers are blooming, all of your dreams are coming alive, and everything that you want to create is just right there in front of you. So sense the energy of everything you want to actually connect to and be part of in this incarnation coming forth for you. And this light language will help you anchor the belief that you can reach this life that you want. Morai amasa katimi oru ashama ane amaraya kusutoro ayanani rua mapaya nai oru yashapaya naya uru yanati yarana kakurtaishti ayanai warana kazi ayayaya oru yaniki uru mikiki ay nayu kayaini ayu ayasiyana. Breathe in and out this beautiful love you have for yourself and all of the love you're receiving from your guides, your higher self, and your ancestors right now. Feel the whole of your heart of this love and anchor all of the energies that you've received in this beautiful meditation inside of your earth star chakra to really have them in earth into earth so that you can actually experience the fruition of everything that you desire.
Just give yourself some space, some time to feel the energies. With your eyes closed, feel the vibration. Trust, let go, and feel. If you feel like moving your body, dancing, singing, go ahead, do it. Feel free. If you feel like shouting, grab a pillow, bite your teeth to it, and shout. Express, express, express. Cry. Do whatever you want to do. Feel whatever you are feeling. Drop, drop the judgments. For last few seconds, feel it, be with it. Now, whoever wants to continue with their eyes closed in this state may continue. And for those who are ready to come back, I would request you to feel your body, feel the base of your spine, feel the palms. Be aware of your surroundings, any noises that you hear, any sounds, anything. Be aware of your presence. Slowly come back to your body. Wiggling your palms and feet. Whenever you're ready, keeping your palm over your eyes for 5 seconds, absorbing the beautiful energy. Very slowly, you may open your eyes with a sense of gratitude in your heart. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating in this beautiful guided meditation. Do let us know your experiences in the comments. We would love to hear your experiences. I personally felt super duper recharged, as if this is what I needed today. I had an extremely rough day today emotionally, and after the transmission and the guidance, I feel refreshed and as if I really very much needed that.
How beautiful. Everything is so aligned. Thank you so much for your beautiful heart, Siddhi. I'm so happy that you accepted this invitation. I ask everyone that feel compelled to reach out to you to just send a message so that you can communicate with each other. We'll give all of your any profiles they can just follow you on anything. And it was beautiful to have a beautiful shared meditation to make people feel the before and after, even myself too, like the time when we start and then we end, like you can feel your energy is different, we feel more centered, all of the worries have gone. So that's how we're supposed to be living most of the life. So that's why we're teaching all of these things, because we want you to be able to feel this beautiful peace and harmony within.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Annabelle, for, having this space, and for everyone. Actually, you are doing a great, work for everyone. For us, for people who really, would benefit out of this. Really, really, thank you so very much. And it's a very positive work. I'm inspired by this work as well. I'm in general very much inspired by your work, the dedication that you put, in every post. Like, you are super active. Like, I've noticed, like, there are a couple of groups in Facebook that we are in together. And I noticed that whenever, generally I'm like, okay, so this person has posted something, there are hundred of comments already. So let me just skip it. But I would, most of the time I would see one of your comments. So it's more like, you inspire me in those little manner as well. So even as a healer, I would say.
Mm.
So yeah, it's been, of course, pretty nice knowing you, and this initiative that you have taken, I'm pretty sure would, be beneficial to most of the souls out there. And thank you, viewers, for listening to us, and thank you, Annabelle, for having me here.
Mm.
Much, very much appreciated.
Thank you, thank
Thank
you,
you so
thank
much.
you. Have a beautiful day, everyone. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.